Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Collab Sound. We're having a really kind of casual, informal workshop this afternoon, led by one of our artists, Ken Byers, on Max 8. It's going to be a learning experience for a lot of us. So if any of you haven't heard of this program before, it'll be a nice little introduction. I have a lot of my artist crew here with me, so we can all pop up our videos, turn our sound back on and say hi. And I'll hand over to Ken and we can get started. I think people still should be muted. So we can unmute our mics and pop our sound on and say hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Wonderful.
Hi, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yep. I'm going to pop it into speaker view. Ken, you have the floor. Let's get started.
All right. So do I need to share my screen?
Yep, that would be great.
Or just...
And we can get started if you want to show us a bit of Max 8.
Right. So I'm sharing now, yeah?
Yep, perfect.
Hello?
Yep.
Fine. Yeah, so this is going to be a short intro. Well, I say short, I hope it's not for 3 hours. But on Max 8, which is a program I use, it's not the only program I use, but I found it most useful for sound. I have used it a lot for quite a few years. So it's quick to get started with Max, and it can be in depth. There's so many tutorials online, it's unbelievable, and you can actually learn it quite easily. So I suppose my task is just to try to make it interesting from a personal point of view, and show you, open to ask any questions about it, and demonstrate. I can begin by showing you a few examples. The best thing to do, first of all, have people downloading Max 8 on the computer. That would be the best thing to start with, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have it.
Right. So the best thing is if you open up Max 8, and perhaps you can actually, maybe in 5 minutes time, yeah, you open up Max 8 and then we can get started with that, and I can show you some examples first. Yeah. But this is the console. I mean, from here you just you start your new patches, and I'll go through this before. But you can there's so many examples you can try out as well, which actually helps you to max patch. I mean, maybe I can show you some examples. Well, I'll show my own examples. This is a simple example of how you actually. I won't use this one, sorry, because it's I was using it before. It's simple about it's using player list, and you can just drop in sounds in here, and then you can cut and play certain parts and alter the speed, pitch shift, and time stretch, which is a very useful thing. I'll come back to that. Sorry about this. I'll have a look at this one again. It's quite a complicated patch. But there's always a presentation view and what's behind Max and what's these patches you can actually learn from, and take bits out, add bits to your own, which when you're building your own, when you're learning and building your own synths and various, visual programs. So go back to presentation. Sorry. And click off edit and see. That's an example of actually transferring a Voronoi, which is something you come across when you're dealing with meshes. And this noise Voronoi just surely just what expands various actually nodes on an actual mesh, which you can import into Max. So you can actually import 3D meshes. So there's one example. I'll come back to visual and sound actually a bit as well. I'm not going to close that. I'll show this. No, sorry, wrong one. No, sorry, wrong one. These are easy ways of actually getting video into computer vision. I'm not sure I should come back. I'm not very ordered. I'm not a Max's teacher, but if I oh, sorry about the wait here. Yeah. I'll go back to this OSC synth actually. That would probably be a good. Very simple to actually encapsulate. Very easy to add oscillators and add 2 or 3. Which I'll come to in the introduction. I'll actually on the intro, I think, yeah, additive synth, which is really quite a simple process, really. This is all that's needed to actually get sound into Max. This is MIDI, and we can use instead of using MIDI, well, we can use MIDI controls through Max, and what we build I'm not a very good Max 8 teacher. Really, what we're doing is actually, maybe I'm jumping too quickly into the introduction, but you're building objects, and if what we do is just type in here, or we can go here, but I'm sure you've seen it on the actual other tutorials, really. But you build Max objects from this, and this is quite a simple process. Just typing in here, we can SDAC, which is the sound out. You can even use your keyboard, actually. There's a slider. If you want a button, press B. There's a button. Various objects in the keyboard, which makes it even quicker, actually. So if you don't want to use the mouse all the time and type it in, we can do this. So mouse. This parse various objects out of MIDI, but for now, I just want to. An MTOS object is actually converting MIDI data to frequency. Probably put a number, which from here. It comes through here. That's the frequency. This is an envelope, so it's frequency. And if you want an envelope, SR. Sorry. Inspector. Function inspector. So we can build an EnergySAR and a function inspector. We could have numbers across coming through in here to alter this, but we you can set this up rather than actually setting it up manually. But this is the EnergySAR, which as you probably all know, is the envelope filter for one. This is an envelope filter for the keyboard. Sorry, there's too many now. I'll build a new one. Because I've right, right. Oops, what was that again? Functionator, isn't it? I always usually type envelope because that's what it is, but that's what I use it for, actually. It has a lot of use, actually, but yeah. It's locked. Just copy this across here. Back to, sorry about that. NetDCR is actually attack, delay, sustain, and the release. For some reason, this is not deleting. I don't know. That's why I wanted a new one. But usually, I have 4 points. I can't really. For some reason, that's not deleting. So, but if 4 points, we can make basically that's the stretch of sustain that you need, And if you want a really long envelope out, it's a long out is this, or if a short out, it would be something like that. You know, an attack's the same. Attack, if you want a slow attack, you would something go right funny here actually. I don't know what the I need a little control in there, but this yes. So if you wanted a really long slow in from your note, it would be coming across, it would be say across here. Wow. There's normally 4 points to an envelope. Maybe I should start again actually. Just to show you actually. Inspect. So, sorry again, an envelope starts here. If it was a slow in, kind of slow rather than a kind of BTW pulse in. If it was a pulse, it would be up here, but a pulse in or for a slow in, well, because something like that, and then you'd have to delay, sorry, delay to sustain to release. And if that's, we'll just attach that. That's not all working very correctly. It sounds a bit bad actually, but sorry, I'll come back to this. This is part of the introduction where I don't know where you find this interesting, but basically it's all you need is the MIDI, an envelope, and basically the main objects, oscillator objects are these. And from these you can make more or less any sound. So if you want to add two together, you would actually use one of these. This is a whoops. Multiply two numbers, two signals, and you would add them like this. Yeah, what I want to stress is various ways of actually multiplying signals. This is one, or you can actually add them as well, which gives you a different sort of sound. If I do something like this, this is multiplied by 1. It's just, oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. That comes there. Are you still there with me? Can you hear this?
Yep.
Oh, probably not. Okay, right. So these are the MIDI notes in and to the MTOF, which is converting it into frequency, which is into numbers, integers, and well, no, and so it's very easy to work with data in Max with these sort of numbers for for channeling, for slides and phases for other objects and so forth. It's quite once you get to know it, it's quite quite an easy program. I just want to got something else here. Oh, that was it. Yeah, something else. For the intro. To make an additive synth, there's various methods to make additive synths by using the operators and using just the cycle objects, using the what's it? Yeah, using the wavelength objects, and directly and just straight away, and then you have you would add a number, a controller to alter the frequency. Here I'm using a keyboard to alter the frequency. I mean, you could just use a live dial. All these things you could pick up from the other. There's a live dial, which you can also add here, because you can build these apps from Max4L for Ableton Live. So you can build a patch for Ableton Live in these, and these are some of the instruments. A live dial would be just like you could instead of a K slider, you could have a live dial. But as long as it's you've got the same range on here that you have on the K slider, which is 127. Sorry. It would alter. It would be just the same, and you could have a sliding dial like this, or you could have a slider to do that. I won't, waste time doing that. But it's a very simple process, and this information could be translated into MIDI into any program you want, into any Max program you want, or external, and especially Ableton Live. So. So this is I mean, that is sort of very simple to make. I'm not sure whether you want me to, go about step by step, but it's pretty much there. Beyond the video, I mean, if you want to make an additive synth, all we need to do is.
Ken, I think it would be quite interesting if we, you might have this planned for later on, but it might be really interesting if we all bring up our Max 8 and build something along together. Because it's great getting to see everything following through, but I think it could be really interesting to see what we could make as well.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, for sure we do. What I think the best thing to do would be, I could use this as an additive simp as an example, and talk about this, and say I have 4 or 5 oscillators, and so you've got a synth. A synth is just one oscillator synth, but if you want to make 3 or 4, yeah, it's very simple. We could do that.
I think that would be great because I got a bit of a sense of what the program was capable of when I was looking at the tutorials. But I think watching the tutorials and kind of making something from scratch are very, very different.
Yeah, but the tutorials, I mean, they're very good for learning. I thought I was trying to give a more personal approach, which yeah, because you can get all the other information from the master tutorials, and I thought that as artists, and then wanting to understand various aspects of sound that I don't know personally what you want to do with it. This is the problem. But I mean, maybe you should, yeah, I'll do this a patch where you can follow along quite easy, make some sound, and maybe and then could even when they move even onto video. I don't know whether video and sound, but or purely just getting video in, and because that's the other side of it, or some other time. But if we concentrate just directly on the sound, make some simple patches, and I'll try and show a few maybe examples in between, maybe, and which are yeah, sure. If that's what you want me to, yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So, right. So have you all got Max open? Have you got Max 8 open and using it?
Just learning it now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'll go and get a glass of water and come back. Yeah, so are you all ready, or
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Right. There's not much. This is just type this. Just left click on your mouse and you open this, and just type in NoteIm, which is a MIDI NoteIm, and you can I forgot to mention. Well, you can use this case slider keyboard, but if you wanted to actually if you've got a MIDI controller set up on your now, you just use your MIDI controller. Actually, this just comes straight through that, which is better, really. But you don't need that. You just use what's called this case slider instead of, which is MIDI, yeah, which is instead of the MIDI income. And so this is the pitch. So I should, you can make comments here actually. Pitch.
How do you make a comment, Ken?
Just up here. If you go into edit on, see, I'm in edit. Oh, take that off. This is way. If you right click and then edit, yeah, or you can edit down here, unlock down here. I don't know if you see that. You can
right.
This.
Yeah, sure.
Or you could actually just go up here. Oh yeah. So anyway, if you're in edit, you just along here on the also on the view, you know, sidebar and toolbar. So if you open your toolbar, you've got all these here. Now you've got all these buttons here. These are the numbers.
And the one on the
sliders.
left. the object thing is that you use that to type in what your the actual sort of objects, and the one next to that is the
Yes.
comment box. Is it?
This one.
No, on the left.
No,
next
this
to
is for
the, percentage.
this one. Well, no, the left mouse click, you do that. Yeah, we got a box. Now that's right, the very left, you can either type in there, see it's coming up, message box. Okay, so yeah, there's a difference between an object. These are objects. Well, they're all objects, sorry, and these are messages. Yeah. So you just type left click either from here like that and type in numbers here. These are floating numbers where you've got, yeah, so you've got 1.06 and up to 1000. So if you really want to define, you have degrees, it's you need to use that. This is anyway, come back to this. It's this is the frequency, and sorry, this is the frequency. Sorry, the velocity. Velocity value, which is coming through obviously from a keyboard. You would have a velocity value, how hard you press the key. But you can alter that here if you want. And then you have this is if you put your arrow into there whilst it's in edit motion, you actually get the information up. So it outputs a key value, which is this, like the 47th key on your keyboard, and expand the keyboard if you want as well. And this is a make note. That's the timing of the notes. You don't actually need that. You can go straight into that. But these things are there so it doesn't glitch or anything. But this is a very, very simple thing, and note out.
Is it okay
You
to
make
ask
all these
again?
objects. Sorry.
How do you get the keyboard object?
So, keyboard object. This. Oh, sorry. Yes. So if you get these, so you've got velocity and you got pitch. Just type in K-slider, and you got a slider. Once it's in edit, if you click on that yellow button and go to the inspector, go over to the left-hand side. I'm just going to move. Put that down there. The other on the inspector, you can decide there whether you wanted a 49 range keyboard or where's this? Let's move that over there. At the moment, I've got it 48 keyboard, so you could change that to a full 88 if you wanted to. But that's it, and then you would just wire these up. Wire these up to like this, taking the out the number. Oh, sorry. And I don't know where you got that far, but it's then from the K-slider and the note out. That's the velocity out. And so you've got a note in, note out. Now, to get sound out, really all that's needed is a DAC. And let's move this across here again. DAC, and you can have as many channels as you want. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can have 10 channels, 8 channels. But for normal purposes, we're coming using, unless you've got a great, a very good, unless your system is 4 channels, 6, 8 channels, you could use that, or that's for when you're using more channels. But mainly, an SDAC is this. So if you type in SDAC, and then you just this, and then you would connect that up. So this was your note out coming through the envelope, and you can alter that envelope something. And in a sense, I'm building. This is a line note which is coming out and it's being multiplied with a cycle. So I've got two oscillators coming out of there now. And the easiest way to build on that would be to copy that over there, and really many let's put a number in. Oh, by the way, when you're wiring, if you click on, I don't know if you click on root pass chords or line, it's kind of neatens the patch up. Or you can root when it gets more complicated and it goes around objects. That's one.
Ken, we're just I'm following along, but Roy's put a little
Yeah.
comment as well saying it'd be interesting to see your approach to video as well. I don't want to move too far past this, but I think it'd be really
Right.
cool to see some video as well once we've kind of worked through kind of making the basic synths.
Right, that's a good idea. Yeah, okay, right, fine. Just want to. There's something actually. Just trying to fix this out as a synth. It should be working. I don't know where the sound's coming through. That's why. It's holding. So.
And are these all like patches that you've made yourself, Ken, or are there like custom ones that you can import as well?
There's so many examples I think out there which you could use. I've done well most of my own actually patches, which are a combination of cycle wave, cycle wave objects and multiply them together for interaction. This was more of a simple way of doing it, and I was there's always glitches. Well, not always, but sometimes there's glitches in Max and of the object. One thing I didn't mention. So really, yeah, I'll show you my own kind of patches, yeah. And this is like just a short introduction. But yeah, and so I don't know how far you've got to. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Is your patch working yet? Oh, I mean, is it? I'm coming back to this one actually because it wasn't.
I've got audio coming out of the make note. The K slider.
Right.
What's the object for the ADSR or the envelope?
It's called yes, I have a prompt. It's called function inspector. So this one, yeah, function inspector, yeah. Something with the sound, but yeah. Let's see. For some reason, my sound's not coming out now. I don't know why. What I'm going to do is start again. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I do this because it certainly didn't. I don't know why the sound went on that. That's yes. So. far have you got? I just wanted, how far you got with that? Didn't matter.
Again, still trying to work out the function object. Is that the envelope?
Yeah.
Is that what you've got?
The envelope, yes.
So when I type in function, how do I get the actual envelope drawn into the function object?
Just left click and well, on my laptop, it's, you know, on the mouse, left click and right, which you must not touch you, but it's left click and then you just hold, yeah, and then just press again. Is that? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on Mac. It's not. I don't have a left click. I don't think.
Yeah. What was it? Function list.
Is it called something else?
Function list, it's called, yeah.
Function list.
Yeah, list. Function list, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Function dot list. Or hold on, I think I have to see it on your screen.
No, I'll show it again. Function.
Oh, right.
Just
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it'll open up, yeah.
I'm not sure how
Then
to.
left click.
I'm not sure how to add the left clicks because I don't really have left click on the Mac.
It'll be similar. No, it will be similar on the Mac. I'll just try left or right clicks on just type. Are you in editor mode? Because you see, as editor, obviously you have, because you've opened it up. This is still editor mode. You can move objects around in editor here, and you can actually.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. So you have to lock it to make changes. Is that right?
No, unlock it to make changes. That's unlocked.
All right.
Unlock is here. It's actually down in the bottom left. There's a little lock. So you can either do it by this or that, and it's unlocked. Or right click, you've got edit, right click, edit. Oh yeah, those are the two ways, really, main ways, yeah. And then when this is open, you can left or right click again and hold to get these four for the ADSR, yeah.
Okay, it's funny. It's not for me. I have to have it locked to be able to change the ADSR. Because if I have it unlocked, then it just moves around the object on the screen.
Yeah,
so it may be a Mac thing.
yeah. You've got to lock it to move these around. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, it is unlocked. Yeah. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm sending a note in to a KSlider, and then that's sending a message out, which is a MIDI to frequency, which is numbers, I suppose, with the output of that.
Yes, that's
MIDI to frequency.
Yeah, that is the frequency. So if
right, yeah, okay.
That's what it converts.
And is that a floating point number there?
No. Well, for frequency, you don't really need that.
Okay, so it's integer.
That's yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. So I sort of remember that when you have this little wave at the end of a object, like with the line, then that means that it's sending audio through itself. Is that right? Rather than just.
Sorry, which?
I sort of seem to have this recollection that the little wave line after line means that it's sending.
Yes. Well, it means
So,
no. It means it's a cycle wave. I mean, if you say type in cycle,
yeah,
you could have there's different types of cycle. Well, this is it makes it a sinusoidal oscillator. It shows you in the inspector when you type it. So you can actually, rather than typing this challenge, you can just do that. And it shows you it's what it is. Yeah, it's an object. Yeah, it's actually, and similar with erect. Sorry. In the inspector, it'll come up. It shows you antilized rectangular pulse oscillator. So, yeah.
But the difference between a cycle and a cycle with the little wave on the end is that the cycle with the little wave on the end is an oscillator.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it kind of sends all the ones with the little wave on the end kind of are sending audio. Is that the right assumption? Or
what it means is actually, and it's one of the reasons why I actually got interested in Max, and is because I was interested in sort of building sound from, I suppose, oscillators from scratch up, and so because you have a wavelength, and a way to show you. Yeah, I can show you. Yeah, in this example, and this is an example which you can is actually I can't remember where it was actually, but you go into examples, and this is using a classical design where one oscillator actually triggers another. So in here, you've got your it'll show you the actual wave itself. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Yeah. If you'll be able to see the kind of differences in the wave. So if that's, and you also get like an intermediate, sort of like not a poly oscillator, but the beginnings of actually polysynths really. So mode of there's a square wave, and this is using a phasor for a square wave. Sorry, using a cycle wave, but it's actually these amounts which are altering the wave itself, making it one wave into another, which is quite interesting if you're interested in the modulus. Very easy. Right?
So you can use a sine wave to control the frequency a square wave, for example, through this?
Yes, you can. Yes, yeah. So this is an example. I had quite a lot actually. You know, I lost them on a hard drive. It was way back when I first started using it, and of adding and multiplying. I mean, really, I think when you type in the object you want and you're using these, there's a ring of operators, which is like if there's multiply, it's the multiply tilde. But if you can type in plus an additive, and you go add signals. And with these, sorry, the wave sign's showing you it's a signal. I think that's what you wanted to know. It's showing you it's a signal. So,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
waves, the little tilde thing is saying that it's sending the signal.
Well, you can add. Yeah, no, it's adding. This one is adding a signal, so you have two signals coming in here. One, you got two. You would have you could have as many as you wanted, having a string of them, and then this would go. You know, this would go into the signal would go into your DAC, and it would come out the sound, which is your sound out.
And the DAC is a digital to analog converter, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes,
right.
Yeah. Just
because I think there's a lot of sort of like easy DAC is an easier way of or a simpler digital to analog converter, and I think Max uses quite sort of complicated. It can get a bit complicated when things are unfamiliar.
I think with Max, if you're unfamiliar, but I mean, I've been doing it for years, and I've never learned to know how to pass it on and train, but I've used it my own way. But it seemed, yeah, it could get really complicated, and some patches do, and it also, as you're learning complicated, it actually increases your understanding of sound and a way, not just sound technically, but sound conceptually, and so that's why I enjoy it. Yeah.
How would you use a sort of visual side of it? Like how would you use video in
oh yeah, well,
like alongside a simple synth, for example? Is there an easy way to manipulate
yeah,
video?
well, with Max, it was made originally as a Max MSP was a sound program, and then Jitter came out very early in its early stages, and Jitter is part of Max itself, which is the visual analysis interpretation part of Max. I can show you some, but if you go into, for example, you can go into examples. Where examples? Come out of edit window. I'll show you some of my own, but I'll just a point of fact. If you're going to, there's examples on here actually: audio, file browser, video, images. You can click on any of these, and if you want to use a video file in your Max program, you would type on these. I won't go into all this right now, but you've got objects, file browser. You've got some. Lost it. You've got some. Come back. There it is. And it's plugins, small amounts. There's quite a lot which you can. I'm looking for the examples Jitter, which is usually Windows. Just in here, maybe if I open the editor, then go to help. Examples, yeah. So you've got all these examples here. Now, the Jitter, you got Jitter examples. I mean, I'm not sure. I shouldn't be here really just showing the examples, but maybe I should show you my own. But for example, you could see these are. Try this one. This is a visual side of Max. You can transfer visual things into sound, which I find very interesting. I've got some examples of my own, yes, which I could show you. And
is Jitter is Jitter the video side of Max?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
So
I'm looking for.
it's exclusively like moving image.
Well, you can use computer vision with the visuals, or you can use the internal Max, Max Jitter, which this is a patch I've just opened up here, which is a Max Jitter patch. So it's actually it's affecting the you use objects and various expressions as well, which injured, which actually causes a matrix, and it goes through a matrix, and then you have various outputs. I'll see if I can. Well, this looking for something here. I was going to talk about sensor data as well through Max.
What kind of sensors do you use?
These are an example here. So sensors, rangefinders, sonic and infrared, and that's the main one. Actually, there's light meters, and actually I want to get into radar. It's funny because I think with Max Arduino, you can actually do radar, detecting metal objects around you or human beings. So it's quite inexpensive. The chips are really nothing for £1 each or something. And well, some of them are the radar ones actually just coming out, but it's mainly the same. I suppose it's the same principle as the sonic rangefinders, where you get a pulse going in and out. I don't know much about it, but obviously there's even a simple sensor. I could show you a simple sensor arrangement where just using it through Arduino and using it as a controller in Max for, say, the sound. At the moment, I'm looking for like some good jitter examples where just straight from, straight from.
Yeah.
Hey?
It would be interesting to see some of the jitter stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for it. If I go to edit again, I'm looking for a good jitter example. Really, I've got they're mine out here actually. So I'll go. For some reason, the examples isn't clicking up here. I just want to know why. Oh, strange. It's really strange. Well, you've probably got it in your sidebar anyway. Just click on the window and look for the examples in the file browser. So, why is that? Go in here, and I can't find the example window. Oh. But I'm looking for one of my own, just to show you how quickly how to get video. The best thing to do is to show you how to quick video in, and then what you can do with it. So that was one of them actually. I think. This part here or this part here, so you can actually read a video or read your camera. Probably I had something set out actually. It's probably easy to look up, but it's finding it in Max. By the way, you should put your Max safe folder in your documents, obviously, and make sure you have a lot of these don't work unless you have your library and your packages really set up, and I should have done that to start off with actually. But if you look in your Max document in your Max 8, you probably see that you have a library and packages, and you can make your own. Obviously, but those are the two main things, because I better mention you now, because if you don't get something working in Max, you would go to options, file preferences, and on here you just get directories. So if you direct to if you're using something in, say, in your library, you want to direct it to your library, and it would actually show up. And so that's just in case. So if you're using CVJIT, which is computer vision library, you would put it in your library. And in here, I have the computer vision. We'll do JIT first before that. I'm looking for some good examples. Just bear with me a minute. I don't know why this isn't opening. Sorry, it's help examples. I'm looking in the window. So you go to JIT, render video movie. So there wasn't what I was going to show you, but these are just one example I could show you. So you've got all this here. And by the way, you can just take anything from any of these patches by clicking on the edit and say, oh, I'll have that. And you can use them in your own patches. But this, for example, I'll have to, I'm looking for my own, actually. They work better, actually. I'll use this one, the one I'd opened. That one. So this video grab, which is just really this here, JIT QuickTime Grab. So you would just type in JIT, just precisely JIT dot QuickTime Grab. It's one object, and you've got this, and from this you would use a window or a P window. And a little bang, and that actually should come through there. I mean, it's very no. Anyway, doing that a bit too quickly.
Do you have to give
Really,
it values like the frame rate or something?
you can show frame rate. This here.
It's just above the yellow outlined one that you have at the top there with 320, 240. Is that?
Yeah, that is just this is the size. You could put 1280, 720 in.
Oh, is it the size of the window?
Yes, the size of the window. But these windows are, in any case, that'll come up though. These windows are expandable.
Right.
But there's a difference between a window here and a P window, which means it comes out on a separate window. Sorry, I forgot. It's such a long time since I've used this actually that sorry, JIT P window. This means oh yes, which means you have a video on the outside of the actual patch itself. Right, this is in the patch. So
okay.
If I show you my example, it'll make it clearer. I hope. I'm not happy with those actually. It's something else I might say. I had. Well, it was connected to me. This is the visual side of it. and this was the sound stuff. It was actually an Arduino project. But first of all, I had on the let's see. It was working better, that was all. I can read a movie here, or I can actually grab a movie from a webcam or any camera. I was using my video camera most of the time, actually, so I didn't have a web camera, and it will detect it. There's various ways you can actually really, this is it, JIT grab. So to set a metro going, which is like a runtime, sometimes it could be a metro 100, metro 3 or 33, it could be, and it just, it's like a clock. It is the clock. What is the clock? Here, if you want to open, this should be working. What's going on? Right, so I don't know why that isn't opening now. It always happens to me. This, so you can have a choice between, well, choice between live or pre-record. Sorry, this is the live, and this that should be coming through. This is a patch which does using CV, but it was showing actually the JIT grab object and the JIT QuickTime movie object. Let's go back to, again, actually. Some reason, some of these patches need repatching, I think. No, it's coming through here actually. This is video. It's not video, but jitter. This is feed coming through here, and I was using a way of processing these CV jits, centroids, which I can cover as well, more detail. But basically, the centroids here are no, I'm going to I wanted to show you the JIT grab, which is getting the video and then it can process, and the JIT movie reader, which you can use in Jitter. So I don't know why it's not working. It should be working. I don't know why it isn't. It could be because that should be opening, but never mind. Oh well, read a movie. this would have been showing up here. I had some maybe I don't know why it wasn't actually working, that window, but I might as well go on to this project. But this is a CivJIT computer vision project which I made, and so this is really from a live video. You could have live video of like, you know, ants or moving objects, and it's transferring moving objects into sound. And this is the threshold. Just, and it's using computer vision, which you can do. I should have actually mentioned to download previously, but that's a free, you know, a free kind of a free. It's a plugin. CV. It's computer vision for Macs, and I'll give you the website number when you need it. I'll put it on the chat thing, whatever it is. So this was the video of things always translated into dots moving around, and which I wanted to transfer into sound. I mean, I could equally would say if it was red. These are people coming through here, and if I wanted to detect that, and what I was doing is actually I was detecting this and turning him into this, which is showing you the movement. It's using Centroid, computer vision Centroid. It's showing the movement of the. This is the video screen, which is out, which you can, you know, control with escape, where it wouldn't be showing any of this other performance. For some reason, it's not so clear, because it should have been coming through here. I don't know. It's probably a wire or something. So this is sending information to this is coming in from your live video or recorded, and translating it into movement, and this should be coming through into what's called a jitter matrix, which is central to jitter. It's very simple, but you can have an array. This one's 8 by 6 squares. And that information is being sent from here via the movement of here. So when somebody walks into that area, this should be running in real time, but it's actually it seems to be very slow. You have dots, a matrix of squares around here, and then I made an area which was that when they stepped into would make a sound. I'll convert into max to be channeled to the synths. I don't know if I can get any sound through. This should be working here. So I wonder if I had loads of examples of these. Every time I make them, it seems that yeah, max crushes quite sometimes when you have too much. But yeah.
So you can use any data. You can turn visual data into numbers to control synths and stuff like that. So how would you what's your approach to the radar thing? I thought that was quite interesting.
You mean you want to actually the sensor arrangement? Well, no, it was just something here I come across quite recently, which I think, oh, I have to try that, because I'm sure it's very involved and probably You know what I mean? So it's probably a journey, but
Yeah.
no, I wasn't really thinking of that. I'm thinking in terms of actually just movement data from either a video or from yourself. I mean, if you're using my methods were using Connect, or I think it's now the Azure camera, which is a depth camera, exchanging physical data, outward movement data into either controlling sound or video. This, I mean, I think we're using the Arduino side of the music was actually sound, where you can get a simple sensor data, either be from a light or a rangefinder, like it's a distance finder, so you could move your hand nearer or further away from, so very simple. You wouldn't be 3D left, X, Y, Z. It would be just simple. Arduino is using like you can use a range also, but if I can show you on a rangefinder where you can actually control the synth. Yeah, it's just get rid of that. I'll probably change the web camera on it. But it shows you can. But I don't know whether I can do this now or I can actually show it. What I'm trying to show you is jitter, and for some reasons I can't find the good example. I'll just quickly get an example again. That'll be probably best, really. And then I'll show you that. Depends what you want to use. I mean, and also what I was thinking actually, that I know whether is it Ewan, or whether Ewan, who's seemed to be interested in platforms, and quite easily. I've got a Mac laptop here, and you can actually transfer through OSC Open Sound Control data from one platform to another, and which is quite. So if you for one laptop is overloaded and you want to do the visual side and another side of on a Mac, or vice versa, the visual side on your PC and the sound on your Mac, then it would you could channel that data, which you get through Max data, yeah. So.
Ken, I'm quite curious. Obviously, as you're kind of building all these patches, and kind of as we've been working through them this afternoon, how do you find the troubleshooting when something is just not connected correctly and you can't figure out why? Do you have any tips for kind of troubleshooting when something isn't working?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I'm not sure everybody. Yeah, the best thing is just to go to the forums. On Max Cycling, there's some forums, and if you get stuck, you can find. Usually, maybe not exactly your own problem, but you may be able to learn from similar problems that what might be your own. Actually, probably chances are that it's there. This is where you can detect your bugs and things like this, and see if other people are having a problem, and how they sorted it out. These things do happen, and but really, I don't want to put you off Max, because it does actually work usually all the time. There's I think with anything you do, there's always some errors which you've got to sort out. But that's how I do it. Yeah. I wanted to show you. So if I read a video on my laptop here, I haven't actually got any videos, but what I can do is, you see, Max itself has its own media, Max 8, resources, media, jitter, and you've got yeah, I'll put this one. No, it's your video could be through here. And you could add any video there. I mean, I'm just using examples because I haven't got any of my video on my laptop. But this is jitter, and so that's and this one's called sine waves. So it's actually altering the image through sine waves. Because all this could be altered, yeah. These are just offsets, yeah. There's many examples to play around with, and again, and there's I'm not sure. There's so many aspects of sound and visuals that I'm not sure what particular area, but I've done quite a lot of things, not just in Max in open frameworks and processing languages, just which transferring sound into visuals, mainly sound into visuals, not visuals into sound. The computer vision side of it is transferring visuals into sound. And so that's an example. You can go through yourselves, I'm sure, yeah. Let's get that. If you want to know the Arduino, I mean, it is a very simple thing, the Arduino. I'm not sure where to go next now.
I mean, I'm
Molly,
quite
what do you
curious
say?
about the Arduinos, because I know we spoke a bit about it in our talk. Roy, would
Yeah.
you be cool if we talk about those for a little bit?
Yeah, sure, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, am I still there? Press on something.
Yeah,
Share
so
screen. Oh, I'm still there, right. Yeah, just those are the where in the Max console areas that helps you to debug where all the time you get a feed out. So if you're reading serial data or anything that's coming through Arduino, anything, you can actually it'll come through this Max console, and with bugs with your program, it'll show up here. If you've got two file chases or something, it'll show you here. And the Arduino, yeah. Well, I'll open up Arduino, which is again, it's I've lost my taskbar. Arduino, which is open source program to be used with a microcontroller that's getting sense data. So I use it for getting sense data into Max. So a little potentiometer. So if you build your own in your media, if you want to build your own if you have your own little pots and you want to build your own controller, you could actually build your own, complete unit with an Arduino and with MIDI. And so I suppose in the sense it's, even though it's using a microcontroller, it is DIY, I suppose. I don't know what the necessary sometimes the categorization are, but anyway. But what I'm looking for is Arduino. These are them here. So here's for right. I'm using an RS44 sensor for this. I'm not sure how I want to talk you through this, but really, it is again. This is an example program which you can get on the Arduino site, and I think, or maybe yes, which you'd alter to your own, again, which you can alter to your own arrangements. So if I'll just set it up now. I think if I move my webcam. Sure, I can see this. I've got some. Yeah, I know you can't really see, so it's a bit dark really, me putting the wires together, but I'll do it anyway. I don't know where you can see this, but this is this is a sonic rangefinder, and you could equally use. This is also a sonic rangefinder. And really, what a sonic rangefinder does actually, it just pings. It just pings a sound out and back, and it's the distance of the ping which allows the distance, but it's quite a sensitive controller, and which is easily, well, just put it into Arduino. Let's see. I'm putting into it's very difficult to actually, I suppose, do a workshop on Arduino. I'm not really set up for it, but I'm using the pins, the digital pins on the Arduino for 6 and 7, which really just corresponds to the Arduino sketch, and just this is fine. Oh, 6 and 7.
Ken, when you're on the Arduino site, kind of looking for the different programs you're going to use,
Yes.
are you taking kind of preset ones off the forums, or are you writing everything yourself?
I do both, actually. The way I look, because I've learned everything through examples and using examples, positive examples, but you can go around in circles actually for quite a long time, and I think it's best to learn it properly. But I think as you're learning it, obviously you see how the examples work, and you decide for yourself what it is you want to build. So with the Arduino and the Max, yes, I do both. Yes, coding took me a long time. I use Java and C++ for different things, so like Unity and open frameworks, in processing, which is Java, and this is Java here in Arduino. It takes maybe a long time to actually, for simple things, you don't need to actually even learn, I suppose, presumably. It is made, I guess, for people who use data, who do code, and it is very simple. I mean, I say simple, but it maybe because if you're not used to it, it might take a while, take a little longer. But so there you are. But I just want to, if I can set this up, I should be able to. One thing in Arduino is you've got you're using the correct board and the port. Now I haven't got a port coming through at the moment. That is really it's grayed out. But that is essential to all of my the port for any serial based transference of any kind. It's I just want to find out what's going. Oh, I'm not plugged in. The Arduino must be plugged in. Yeah. Sorry about this.
And so when so when you're using your Max patches, you'll end up using your Arduinos to kind of gather that data for it, for like certain projects.
Just a minute, actually. I'm trying in the middle of. I don't want to take. I don't want to cut you off by taking something out of my computer. So I just want to get rid of my hard drive, external hard drive, so I can plug the Arduino in and start talking. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Right. And the mic is back down here. Yeah. Right. So what was the question? Sorry, Marley.
Just with kind of using the Arduinos as sensors, which programs are you pairing it with Max 8? Are you doing it with the live video that you showed us before?
No, what I'm with Max. I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. No, really, I've been using we're really only sound programs. What I could do is talk you through, show you how the data comes in, and where did you get sensors? That was something I was using to use this part here, and was receiving data from Arduino. What I want to do is, so what we do is you start. I'm plugged in now, so this data in Arduino should be probably need to sort that. It's a bit furry sometimes, a bit quite easy, but it's just a bit furry. Right, so it's basically you want your board number, you want your the port. We'll get plugged in. Right. Right, yeah. So this is an example from Arduino, and I've uploaded it to the Arduino board. And the basic of a solid rangefinder is it sends out a pulse, and it's the distance of the pulse. So if you have an object in the way of that, then it shows the data, and that is channeled into Max. I can show you on the serial monitor. Right, this. I've probably got the pins the wrong way around. Just a minute. This will have the power into Max. Move these out of the way. Seem to have lost the power supply for the Arduino somewhere. Yeah.
That definitely mimics my very limited testing with Arduino, where I've set up everything correctly and then all of a sudden something's not working.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, this is I think about the pin. It's not actually working right because often on Arduino, you get a lot of noise type of data, which isn't correct data. And I think, so sometimes you could be, well, when you're testing, you'll be able to see, but it's, I'm not sure. We'll see if this is working. I just want to. But a couple of secs. This, one of the wires has come out. So, ground to ground on Arduino in the analog section, and it's always difficult to see actually. And that. Right. So let's take it out. Let's forget where it is. You have an echo and a trig. So the echo and the trig are the 6 and 7. So the echo is that one. Yeah. Right. I think we are. Maybe that's it now, actually. Yeah, that's it now. Yeah. So I don't know what you can see when I move the paper away. Well, this is the data. You see, the further I move away the paper, you've got quite a steady action. Anyways, I'll quickly put this into. This should be coming through Max now. Well, it will be, hopefully. All it's needed is a port, and if you're setting it from the right port from the wiring, to yes, POM 3. Press start. That's not a good program to show you actually, but best to open up the side port where the information, see, it's not detected. It's found the port, and it's COM3, which is from Arduino. This is, well, this is, these figures this should be coming through now as far as I think sometimes you need needs a little nudge. Or it could be the wrong port. It's sometimes it just needs a little nudge actually for serial data to come through. I don't know why it's not coming through. Well, maybe if I move something, it's not coming through. All right, so. It should be coming through. The idea is that this data translates, it'll come through, it translates the data into an ASCII, which is then transferred from ASCII symbols to an integer, yeah. And these are the ASCII symbols, and these numbers. I'll have to get it running somehow. Try it again.
I think if we're having some troubleshooting with this one, it's been nice to kind of play around in the programs for the last little bit. But I was wondering if we might be able to just ask some questions about kind of how you've used the programs in the past and just have a bit of a chat for the last little bit of the workshop.
How have you used which programs? Did Max say how I've used it?
Yeah.
Well, as I'm sure you know, I've actually used it for different things, and I'm really. It's awful when you're online; these things don't work. Actually, just like that. I suppose it's awful if you're actually if it was wasn't online, but there's no reason that shouldn't be. I mean, I've used Max for I suppose. There've always been project experiments. I don't think I mean, I did use it. I mean, there was one Max Voxel project which I could show you if you wanted to, but it was really early and it was transferring voxel data and sound into voxels, which voxels are like they're like points in 3D space, like a mesh, which can be a solid or it can be just a mesh. And it was actually a body movement, actually through Max, not using connector or anything, using a couple of rangefinder sensors actually for that. So I've used it for that, and I've used it for sound itself, and I've used it to produce sound. Because it has which I haven't had a chance actually to show you. There's so much, which I could show you actually. But I don't know where to go from there. I mean, I've used it for many things, different projects. Probably synth projects and computer vision projects. I wonder if I can. I just want to show you the data coming through. I don't know why it wasn't coming through. I know that through experience, you just got to nurture it and it will work. This was altering the parameters on this, but I mean, I could when it was coming through, but I could. I know this is a very easy way of putting things into Max, and all we've got here. This is an object called. I'll go. I'm wandering off a bit, but playlist. And all you would do, I know I'm making this look easy because it doesn't have to be. You could be easy to get into and harder later. But if I put some music into this object, try that one. I could put another one into there, and you have a list. You have two, and I could alter the speeds of these quite easily. With these, you can actually alter the amount that's played, the time, and the speed. I know I went to this earlier. Maybe I'm rambling on a bit, but I just find it fascinating. I'm sorry, it's just you might be interested, but it is Oh, sorry, that was the reason that was happening, because this was a slider coming in. That's why, in a sense, it wasn't working with that. But the sensor data I've used with other sensors, it works really, really well. Very, very fine control. I've used it for all sorts of things actually, and that was a sampler thing, which is very simple the way grain says. I wanted to actually show you some of the grain patches where you're chopping up sounds into grains, and it's actually quite an amazing sound, and which I think you can get from grains in Max. But obviously, I think I sense that I'm running out of time or something, or you don't want me to go on too long, so maybe I should just finish.
I mean, I think my brain is a little soupy. It's a lot of information to take in. But I think it would be quite nice to hear, just generally for those of us that couldn't join the workshop this afternoon, just kind of a general idea of kind of what Max is used for. Obviously, you've kind of mentioned sound and sensor data, and kind of working with video and kind of converting sound and video together. But for those of us that are kind of brand new to Max, where would you suggest we start kind of to have a play around with it?
I think underneath that's what I was trying to I think that the intro, which I began with a K slider and with oscillators, really just using the oscillators. You probably need 3 objects just to create some sound from an oscillator, and have a look at the examples for sound, and have a look on like YouTube and online, all the there's so many tutorials out there which are, but I've looked for that was the sending information between packages, but I think that, well, I'm looking for the intro. I mean, we can go back to this for the added synth, and we probably just start here and adding, with the K slide and adding synths. I think that this should have been working. I don't know what's happened to this, but it's quite simple.
I know for a few of us that kind of over the few weeks before the festival started, we're really interested in kind of learning new skills and expanding our practices a bit more. With Max, do you think it's something where some of us are really wanting to get more in depth in making our own sound, it would be a good platform for us to just start to learn and start to experiment?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah. It is. I mean, maybe I'm making this sound. I try to do it the most simplest way possible, but it is simple. Yet it's not. It's complex. It can't get more complex. But for making sound and understanding sound, I think without understanding electronics or voltages and hardware, when we're talking about hardware, we're talking about digital here, and it's just interesting how a sound is made up from the digital. And I think in Max, it is a very, very, interesting, useful site to actually build your projects. I mean, I think that as again, I think it depends what you want. For instance, if you want to transfer some sort of movement data and sound, then you could approach it from that way. If you you want to analyze movement, through computer vision, which is it's a downloadable thing for plugin from CV. I'll just show you CV.jit, which is CV computer vision.jit, which is Jean-Marc Pelletier. And this is all the objects which you get it. You download it, and that's for computer vision. So that's another area which you can look at. I think if you're building any sound object, if you're building any system which you can build a various synths, additive synths, FM synths, subtractor synths, which I have examples of my own, my own patches, which I haven't brought out and showed you really. I haven't had time, but so you have synths. You build your filters or effects, delays. I wouldn't say massive joy on delay. Actually, I've had a lot of problem with that. Using filter graphs, and so you can filter sound quite well. There's different types of synths. There's filter synths. There's wavelength synths. These are all things you can build on. It's actually extensive. I could say that Maxi is quite extensive. It is quite a good program. It's free, and I used it for free for years. I used way back on Max 4 and 5, but it's actually quite cheap to rent a month. I think it costs £1 a week or something, which is really good. £2 a week. Going back to what you can do with it, yeah, extensive, and visually, you can use your cameras in it. You can use camera content into jitter, and I think I'm rambling on. I think you could, in a way, because I think this information is explainable on Max. But I think if you're asking me personally, I've used it for a hell of a lot of things actually. Yeah.
That's great. I think you're right. It seems really extensive, and that there's so many building blocks that you can use. And I think as someone who's really new to it, it seems really exciting, all the different things that kind of are at my fingertips. But it's also really intimidating because there is so much to kind of learn and kind of get used to the systems. If anybody else has any questions, do shout them out. But I think we should probably start to wrap up for this evening. So I guess I want to say thank you, because that was a great kind of few hours to really look at what Max can do, and kind of what we have possible as well.
Thank you, Ken. It's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Roy. Yeah, it wasn't the most clear introduction, I must admit, but I think when I thought about doing this, Max, I don't know, it's just a personal approach. Things didn't work here so much, but what I do actually is that if honestly, I don't do Max 8 all the time, even though I've used it for a lot of projects. I do other things, but I'm there to help if you want any help. Actually, I'm sure I don't need me because again, it's online. But yeah, it's definitely interesting thing. Oh, Ewan, I don't know who that was because I haven't got my thing on here, but I think transferring data. I could have gone on to that. Transferring data across platforms is quite easy. on Max as well. So you can actually running Max data. It's not like transferring visuals to one Mac to the other. I'm not sure about the visuals actually, but transferring OSC data, through OSC data on say 2 or 3 computers is very easy. I had some patches semi-prepared, which I could have showed you, and if you're interested, I can send them to you. That would be the easiest thing. So yeah.
Cool.
I think that's great as well, because a lot of the conversations I've had across the festival is kind of people helping each other out along the way, and I think this program could be really relevant to a few of us.
Yes, I think so. So like, I saw a lot of possibility we can do like together, like by using different software or something, like to like online help each other like that.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's. I think it's pretty much limitless what you can do with it, and it's so many different things there. Yeah. So I think I will ask you, Ken.
Yeah, me too. I will ask her. It's quite a lot of information for me now, but I will like gradually to like try by myself. And if I have a question, I can maybe I can send email to you, ask the question.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Don't be frightened to ask me. Yeah, I'm willing to help. Yeah, sure. I learned it all by myself. I didn't have any teachers because I think again, there's so much you can learn online. But I think it's always useful if you have somebody who and you have specific problems maybe, and yeah, sure, I will help. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Max is really, really helpful, like do digital work, like even like do something object installation also can use that. It's like quite useful.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, Ken, again.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say something there actually. Yeah. Oh yes, I was thinking. Yeah. In terms of collaboration, I'm not sure how I'm looking forward. I think it's all collaborative, but I mean, a collaborative live session would be amazing if we could do that in the future. If anyone's interested, it would be. I know we're looking at Artmesh soon, and that would be really great. To do that kind of, living in different parts of the world and having a jam. It'd be,
Oh yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be really great.
Yeah, hopefully it's something that we can play around with a little bit in our open studio at the later end of this week. And I think, yeah, I've been looking into Artmesh. It's not wanting to run well on my laptop for some reason, and I'm still trying to work through it. But in the research I've done, it seems like it could be a really great platform for us. So thank you for suggesting that. I think we'll wrap up now, and I think you'll definitely be getting lots of emails from us asking for help. But I think Max 8 looks like an absolutely amazing program.
That's great. I don't mind actually. I'm out here on my own really. Well, I'm living in the city, but so yeah, I don't mind at all actually. Yeah.
That would be absolutely wonderful. I guess we will wrap up now. That was a great few hours to kind of get a in-depth look at what Max can do for us. Thank you guys for joining. And I hope you guys got a bit of a sense of the possibilities we could end up working with. I guess we'll sign off now and say goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, thanks again, Ken. Cheers.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mary.
Perfect. Bye. We'll be back tomorrow. Nadia is going to run a performance lecture on John Cage. So if you are around in the afternoon, do tune in for that as well. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow or later in the week.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. See ya.